The abandoned ship. After years of dedicated service, pioneering missions, and braving significant dangers, astronaut Rami received a final message. His spacecraft had completed all its missions, and it was time for it to return to Earth. Unfortunately, there was no way for it to return safely. It would surely crash upon re-entry. He was instructed to ensure it would not collide with any buildings or cause major damage. Rami was deeply saddened, feeling as if he were about to lose a dear friend, for he considered this spacecraft his home. He had always hoped it would end up in the Cosmic Space Museum as the first spacecraft to serve as a station for pioneering space experiments for 2 decades, rather than crashing into ruin. He was informed that this would be his final mission before retirement, a mission that would crown his space heroism and grant him the coveted Medal of Space Valor, awarded only to distinguished astronauts. In the worst-case scenario, I'll steer it toward a barren area, perhaps a desert, and then eject safely, he thought to himself. What troubled Rami most was a significant discovery he had made just the previous month. A star that had been observed 150 years ago in a dormant state had reignited, and his telescope detected unusual activity around a black hole, movements that seemed like entities entering and exiting it, as though it were a gateway to something else. Moreover, in his space lab, he discovered live bacteria in rock samples taken from Mars, reinforcing the belief that there might be life on that planet. He sighed with regret, thinking that such important findings would never reach Earth. However, he finally decided to leave the spacecraft before its inevitable crash and abandoned any hidden wish to surrender to despair. Determined, he attempted to retrieve all the data on the spacecraft before leaving. He struggled desperately to record the valuable information onto a disk after several previous failed attempts. As he worked, he muttered, "Come on, please. Help me. I must succeed in saving this data. Come on, record, please." He could hardly believe it when he saw the recording light blinking back to life after he had given up hope of fixing it. His confidence and faith returned, feeling as though a higher power was with him on this cosmic mission. Tears of gratitude streamed down his face as he pressed the ejection button and launched himself away from the ship. Watching his old spacecraft from a distance, he felt a wave of sorrow, almost like saying goodbye to an old friend. But his optimism returned when he remembered that he now held a disk containing precious information that might change the course of human life and understanding. Life, after all, must go on. With new resolve, he decided, "I won't retire. I'll go back to work and lecture about my space experiences."